I did it. You can check it out. Now
This call is now being recorded.
now let us move on to the next one. Third property. The third property is second one is multiplication. Multiplication. Third one is shifting of the signal, time shifting. So how to do this time shifting of the signal? So the time shifting property states like this. In x of t, if you replace t by, if you replace t by t plus or minus t naught, then the whatever the signal you are going to get it, x of t plus or minus t naught. Depending upon the sign, it will be shifting either left or right. Okay, right? So therefore, if plus is there, it will shift to the left, and minus is there, it will shift to the right. How exactly it will be happening? I'll take up an example and I will show you. And first, how exactly it happens, I will tell you. Then how to do the problem also, I'll tell you. So how exactly happens is only to understand. But to do the problem in the examination, I will give the shortcut. Okay, just by seeing the signal, we can do it easily. Okay, that method I will tell you. And, so find x of t plus 3 and x of t minus 1 for the signal shown below. Something like that. Let us say I have a signal like this. Plus 1, 1. This I'll call as x of t. So this is the time axis. Now, what is that he is asking? First one is find x of t plus 3. Second one is x of t minus 1. So now I will take it. So you should write one below the other. So this is t to the power of t is equal to minus 1, t is equal to 0, t is equal to 1. Now, if you want to find out x of t plus 3, replace t by t plus 3. If you replace t by t plus 3, t plus 3 is equal to minus 1. Therefore, t is equal to minus 4. This edge will go to minus 4. Next, t plus 3. T plus 3 is equal to 0. Therefore, t is equal to minus 3. This point will go to minus 3. Now, t plus 3 is equal to 1. Therefore, t is equal to 1 minus 3 is minus 2. Okay, now you sketch it. So, this edge will go to what? Minus 4. So, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. This edge will go to minus 4. And center point will go to minus 3. And what is that we can write? At that last right edge is going to minus 2. That's how. This is your x of t plus 3. That means what is that you can understand? Whenever t plus is there, what will happen? Shift left by 3 units. Plus t plus 3 means what? Shift left by 3. As I said earlier, whenever plus is there, shift left. Minus is there, shift right. So this is the way you should understand. But in the examination, what you should do? T plus, no need to do all these things. T plus 3 means what? Shift left by 3 units. Still simpler way of doing it. What do you mean by shifting left? Subtract the time by minus 3. So what is that? Let us say you take it as minus 1. Minus 1 subtract by minus 3. That means minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. 0 minus 3 minus 3. 1 minus 3 minus. Just subtract it. It will automatically shift to the left. So this is understanding. And what is that? The meaning of it is shift left by 3 units. And how to do it? Doing it is what? Just subtract the time value by whatever the amount it is shifted towards left. Just subtract by that number. Let us say if t plus 3 is there, subtract by 3, it will automatically go to left. Okay, right? So this is your x of t plus 3. Now, x of t minus 1. X of t minus 1, I'll do it. T minus 1. Replace t by t minus 1 in the first one, it's original itself. T minus 1 is equal to minus 1. Therefore, t is equal to, transfer to this side, 0. Next, this one. T minus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, t is equal to 1. This will go to this center. And this you go. What is that we have? t minus 1 is equal to 1. Therefore, t is equal to 0. Sorry. T minus 1 is equal to 1. T is equal to 2. Okay, right? So therefore, this will be shifted to. So this is 0. This is 1. This is 2. So left edge will go to 1. And center edge is going to 1. Left edge is going to 0. And center edge is going to, center point is going to 1. And right edge is going to 2. That's how we should do. So this is t minus 1. Whenever minus sign is there, it is shifted right by 1 unit, I said now. Whenever t plus something is there, it is shifted left. Here, for t plus 3, it is shifted left by 3 units. So it is going to minus 4. For t minus 1, it is shifted to right side. So now what is that we have? No need to do all this procedure. So ultimately, what is that? T minus 1 shifted right by 1 unit. How to shift right by 1 unit in the examination? What you should do? Add 1 to it. Minus 1 plus 1, 0 you will get it. 0 plus 1, 1 you will get it. 1 plus 1 you will get 2. So that means if you want to shift towards right, what you should do is add that value. Automatically shift right. And if you want to shift left, subtract by that number, you automatically shift left. When you shift right, whenever plus sign is there, you shift left. Whenever minus sign is there, shift right. How much unit is depending upon your T naught value. That is your T naught. T naught is 3 or minus 1, whatever it is. So depending upon that, x of t plus T naught. So the shifted version of any signal is obtained by replacing x of t by what? X of t plus or minus T naught. If t is replaced by t plus T naught, shift left by T naught units. And if t is replaced by t minus T naught, shift right by T naught units. Okay, that's what it is happening. So this is one of the problems in the examination. This kind, the shifting properties and very how it happens you should understand. But in the examination, no need to worry about it. Just what you should do is when we should shift left and when we should shift right, you should know it. Okay, so that's about the shifting properties concerned. Now let us move on to another property, time folding. Same kind of property, time folding. Fourth property, time folding or mirror image or reflection or time reversal. So these are the different names for the time folding, okay, or time reflection, mirror image, time reflection. These are the different names. What exactly the meaning of it? If x of t is there, there is a signal. Replace t by minus t. You'll get x of minus t. What will happen? It is folding about the origin. It will give the folding about the origin. Okay. How to do it? So already you did all these things in the even and odd signals while finding the even parts and odd parts of any given signal. So what you should do is, I'll take up one problem. Problem number 75. Find x of minus t for the signal given below. For the signal given below. So how to do it? Let us say I have a signal of this sort. Same kind of signal I'll take it. 0, minus 1, plus 1. Amplitude is 1. Let us say this is x of t. So how it happens and how to do it. So how it happens you should understand. For understanding purpose, I'll give this explanation. But in the examination, how to do it, I'll tell you. So this is t minus 1, t is equal to 0, t is equal to 1. So why it happens, you will understand now. Observe it. Now, what is that he said? Replace t by minus t. So, in place of t, you write minus t. Minus t is equal to minus 1. Therefore, t is equal to 1. Therefore, the signal which is the point of the signal, the part of the signal which is at minus 1 is folded to plus 1. Next. T is replaced by minus t. Minus t is equal to 0. Therefore, t is equal to 0. That means the part of the signal which is at origin will remain same. And replace t by minus t. Minus t is equal to 1. Therefore, t is equal to minus 1. The part of the signal which is at 1 is shifted to minus 1. So therefore, what is that you can understand from this one? The signal which is at origin will remain same, and signal which is at 1 will be going to minus 1, and one which is at minus 1 will be going to plus 1. Now we can rewrite it. This edge will go to 1. So I'll write it at 1. And this edge will be at 0. So therefore, I'll write it at 0. And this will go into this side. Minus 1. So this is your x of minus t. Left. And it should folding should be about the origin always. Don't think that, sir, this is at the center. Now, even if it is not center, its left will be folded to right hand side, right will be folded to left hand. Let us say I have a signal like this. Let us say, sir, I have a signal from 1 to 2. 1 to 2 have a signal. This is your x of t. X of minus t will be just, it is 1 will be folded to minus 1 and 2 will be folded to minus 2. That's it. Whatever is there on right hand side is folded to left hand side, and whatever is there in the left hand side will be folded to right hand. But left hand side nothing is there, that's why nothing will be folded. This is your x of minus. That's how we should do it, right? So go to the next property. Next property. So this is problem number 75 we had, and now I'll go for the next property. Time scaling. Time scaling. Property number 5. Time scaling. Time scaling is nothing but this is also very, very important property. If x of t is the signal, if you replace t by kt, and you will get x of kt, where k is known as scaling factor. Depending upon the value of k, there may be compression or expansion in time axis. So the signal may be compressed or it can be expanded. How exactly it will happen? When it will compress, when it will expand, we shall understand that, right? Okay. So first I'll take up an example, then you will understand. I'll take up a find x of 2t, x of 3t, and x of half t for the signal given below. Zero, 1 minus x of t. Okay, x of 2t. Okay. Replace t by 2t. So the scaled version is nothing but what? K is the scaling factor, 3 is the scaling factor, half is the scaling factor. So what will happen? Put t is equal to 2. So 2t, replace t by 2. 2t is equal to minus 1. Therefore, t is equal to minus of. 2t is equal to 0. Therefore, t is equal to 0. And 2t is equal to 1. Therefore, t is equal to half. That's what you can understand. So therefore, minus 1 plus 1. This will go to minus of. This 0 will be at 0 only. And t is equal to 1 will go to half. Amplitude remains same. Scaling is with respect to time. So there is a compression. So this is your x of 2t. Now I'll find out x of 3t. X of 3t is nothing but what? So I'll write it here. Okay, right. 3t is equal to minus 1, therefore t is equal to minus 1 by 3. And 3t is equal to 0. This is t, no? This is t. This is t. 3t is equal to 0, therefore t is equal to 0. 3t is equal to 1, therefore t is equal to 1 by 3. So we can say that, what you can write it? 0 will be at 0. This will be at 1 by 3. So this is, let us say, minus 1. This is at plus 1. 1 by 3. Minus 1 by 3 is what? 1 by 3 is nothing but divide into the 1 into 3 parts. One part, if you take it, 1 by 3. So therefore, so this is 1 by 3. This is minus 1 by 3, minus 2 by 3, minus 3 by 3. Minus 3 by 3 is minus 1. So 1 by 3 is nothing but 1 out of 3 parts. So therefore, it is shifted to 1 by 3 here. Minus 1 by 3. And 0 will be at 0 only. And what is that we have? And 1 will be at 1 by 3. So divide into 3 parts. One part you take it, 1 by 3. X of 3t. Okay. X of 3t on the time axis. Okay, this is x of 3t. Next, x of half t. First, I'll take up the original signal. 0, 1, minus 1, x of t. T is equal to 0. T is equal to minus 1. T is equal to 1. Half t is equal to minus 1. Therefore, t is equal to minus 2. Half t is equal to 0. Half t is equal to 0. Therefore, t is equal to 0. Half t is equal to 1. Therefore, t is equal to 2. So, what is that you can understand from this one? Oh, great. So, this is your 0, 1, minus 1. But this is going to minus 2. Minus 2. So, minus 1 will go to minus 2. 0 will be at 0. And 1 will be at 2. So, depending, so what has happened? It is expansion by 2, what is that? 2 units. Whenever it is scaling factor, that means when it will expand and when it will compress. If the k value, see, replace t by kt, we said. The scaled version of any signal x of t is obtained by replacing t by kt. And depending upon the value of k, there may be a compression or there may be expansion. If the magnitude of k is, see here, 2, whenever 2 and 3 is there, no scaling factor is compressed. That means if the magnitude of k is greater than 1, compression will take place. So here these two examples, 2t and 3t. Whenever k is, magnitude of k is, whenever magnitude of k is less than 1, there will be expansion. That means the scaled version of any signal x of t is obtained by replacing t by kt. X of kt. Depending upon the value of k, there will be a compression or expansion along the time axis. If the magnitude of k is greater than 1, there will be a compression. If magnitude of k is less than 1, it will be expansion. That's what the meaning of scaling is, right? So, with this, I'll move on to one problem wherein by doing this, we can solve any problem. Before that, I'll do one more problem on discrete for the scaling. So that is very interesting. That's why I've taken up 77 problem number. if x of n is equal to half to the power of n, where n lies between 0 to 3 and is equal to 0 elsewhere, find x of 2n, x of 3n, and x of half n. Okay, right. So I'll write here n lies between 0 to 3 now. At 0, half to the power of 0, it is 1. At 1, half to the power of 1 is half. At 2, half to the power of 2 is 1 by 4. At 3, half to the power of 3 is 1 by 8. This is your x of n. Okay, right. X of 2n. X of 2n is nothing but what? Now here only I'll do it. No need to write all the explanation. 2n, orally you can do it. 2n is equal to 0. Therefore, n is equal to 0. This element will be at 0. 2n is equal to 1. Therefore, what is n? N is equal to 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is fraction. Therefore, but this will exist only at integer values, no? Half cannot exist. Therefore, 2n is equal to 1. Therefore, n is equal to half. This doesn't exist. Okay, this will be eliminated. This will be eliminated. 2n is equal to 2. Therefore, n is equal to 1. This will be shifted to 1. So the value will be 1 by 4. 1, 0. 2n is equal to 2. Therefore, n is equal to 1. Therefore, at 1, its value is 1 by 4. 2n is equal to 3. Therefore, n is equal to 3 by 2. It becomes fraction because discrete time signal will exist only at integer values. Therefore, this will disappear. That's it. That means whenever we are compressing the discrete elements, some of the elements will disappear. Some of the elements will disappear. X of 3n. X of 3n is equal. 3n is equal to 0. Therefore, n is equal to 0. At 0, its value is 1. 3n is equal to 1. Therefore, n is equal to 1 by 3. And 1 by 3 doesn't exist. That element is eliminated. 3n is equal to 2. Therefore, n is equal to 2 by 3. That also will be eliminated. 3n is equal to 3. Therefore, n is equal to 1. Therefore, this element will be at 1. Okay, right. Next. So 3n we got it. Next, half n. Half n is equal to 0. Therefore, n is equal to 0. This element will be at 0 only. That is 6 of half n I am trying to do. Okay. Half n is equal to 2. Therefore, half n is equal to 1. Therefore, n is equal to 2. This element will be at 2. This element will be at 2 with amplitude 1 by 2. Half n is equal to 2. N is equal to 4. So, this element will be at 4. 4 we have 1 by 4. Half n is equal to 3. N is equal to 6. Therefore, at 6 we have the element with amplitude 1 by 8. That's how we should do it. So, when you're doing the discrete time signal, as I said, whenever it is a scaling, what will happen is magnitude of k is less than 1 means what? There will be expansion. Whenever magnitude of k is greater than 1, there will be compression. But when you're taking this discrete time signal, when you're doing the compression, some of the elements will be eliminated. That's what we should understand. That is the reason why I have taken up this problem. Okay. Now let us go for the one more problem. Before going to the one more problem, I have one property known as amplitude scaling property. So this property is property number 6, amplitude scaling. Let us say have a signal x of t. Amplitude scaled version of the x of t is obtained by multiplying x of t by k. Multiplying x of t by k. Okay. Depending upon the value of k, there will be change in the amplitude. Okay, let us take one example and we shall do it. So problem number 78. Find 2x of t, half x of t, and 3 for the signal shown in figure. For the signal shown below. Same signal I will take up. 0, minus 1, 1, 1. So this is your x of t. Okay. 2x of t. 2x of t is nothing but equal to what? Multiply the whole thing by 2. Multiply the whole thing by 2. So therefore what will happen is only amplitude is changed to 2. Time remains same. This is amplitude scaling. So amplitude will, this is 1, now it is 2x of t. 0, 1 and minus 1. Now, what is this half x of t? Half x of t is nothing but multiplying the original signal by half. Okay, right. So therefore, what will happen is the amplitude will become half. So instead of 1 multiplied by half, just multiply the amplitude by whatever the scaling factor. So this is 0, 1, minus 1. This amplitude becomes half. That is half x of t. Next, 3x of t. 3x of t is nothing but multiplying the x of t by 3. 0, minus 1, plus 1. The time remains same because scaling is done with respect to amplitude. The amplitude becomes 3. That's what you can understand. This is 3x of t. So that means what is that you can understand? Whenever in a x of t is multiplied by k, you will get the k into x of t, the amplitude scaled version you will get it. Depending upon the value of k, there will be change in the amplitude. If the magnitude of k is greater than 1, amplitude increases. If magnitude of k is less than 1, amplitude decreases. So depending upon the value of k, that's where k is the amplitude scaling factor. Depending upon the value of k, there will be change in the amplitude. Okay. So you should understand that here in case of time scaling, whenever k value is greater than, there is a compression. But here it is expansion. Ulta it will be there, right? You should carefully do it while doing in the examination, right? So that is about the amplitude scaling is concerned. Now, I'll take up one problem, as I said, problem number 79, wherein I'll cover up all operations. Okay, right? So let us consider this problem, something like this. 0, 1, minus 1. Now I'll take up my x. For x of t shown. I'll take up the operations in such a fashion that all operations I will do it in a single problem. So that you will understand, if you are able to understand this problem, you can solve any problems on operation on signal. Right? So first one. Shifting x of t minus 1. Second one. Scaling x of 2t. Third one. Shifting, scaling, folding x of minus t. Now one part on shifting, scaling, folding. Fourth one. Combination of these two. Shifting and scaling. X of half t plus 1. Shifting will be there as well as scaling will be there. Okay. Next, shifting and scaling. Next, scaling and folding. X of minus 3t. Fourth one. Folding and shifting. X of minus 1, minus 2, minus t. Shifting is also there. Folding is also there. Next, sixth one. Seventh one. Shifting, scaling, folding. All of them are there. X of minus 2t plus 3. Something like this. So we have scaling is there, folding is there, shifting is there. Next, x of 2t plus x of half t. Here, addition of the two signal is there, plus scaling is there. Ninth one, x of 2t into x of half t. Multiplication is there, scaling is there. So all operations we did. Shifting, scaling, folding, multiplication, addition. One more is there with including amplitude scaling. So the 10th one, 2x of t into x of half t. That means multiplication is there, time scaling is there, amplitude scaling is there. Okay, right? So these are the kind of problems we can do it, right? Let us check it out with all of them. So here, which covers all operations, 6 operations are included in this, right? So we shall do this problem one by one. So first one, x of t minus 1. X of t minus 1 means what? Shift right by 1 unit. Shift right by 1 unit means what? Minus 1. Add 1 to it. Minus 1 plus 1, 0. Signal will start from 0. Rewrite it as it is. 0, 1, 2. That's it. X of t minus 1. Only this much you need to do. X of t minus 1. It is shifted, automatically shifted right by 1. Shifting is nothing but what? X of t minus shift right by 1 unit means what? Add 1 to it. Minus 1 plus 1, 0. 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So whenever x of t minus 1, if I say t minus is there, means shift right by 1 unit. That's it. Next, that's 1. Second one we shall go. X of 2t. 2t is equal to minus 1. Therefore, t is equal to minus half. T is equal to minus half. That means, what is that we have? 2t is equal to minus 1. Therefore, t is equal to minus half. So it will go to minus half. 2t is equal to 0. Therefore, t is equal to 0. 2t is equal to 1. Therefore, t is equal to half. So this is your x of 2t. Now, x of minus t. X of minus t is folding about the origin. 1 will go to minus 1, minus 1 will go to 1. So therefore, no need to think of it. Just you write it as it is. Right hand side, you write it in the left hand side. And it is folded to right. X of minus t. Fourth one. Now, whenever there is a combination of operations, particularly when you are doing shifting, scaling, and folding, there is a precedence rule. Which one should precede which one? That rule I will call it as precedence rule. Precedence rule. What it says, according to precedence rule, first we should do shift, then scale, then fold. Okay. So first we should do shift, then we should do scale, then we should do fold. If only shifting and scaling is there, last one you leave it. Shift and scale you do. Only last two are there, scale and fold it. Leave the shifting. The center one is not there, shifting or folding. Shifting and folding you should do it. Okay. So now based on this, we are going for what is known as here shifting and scaling is there. So only first two we should do it. So first we should do shift. The shifted version you should scale it. So what you should do, x of t plus 1. T plus 1 means shift left by 1 unit. So minus 1, 0, minus. Shift left by 1 unit. Whole thing is shifted left by 1 unit. Subtract by, so shifting left means subtract by 1 unit. Minus 1 is minus 1, minus 1, minus 2. 0 minus 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, 0. So that is your x of t plus 1. Next you scale this one. So 2t is equal to minus 2, therefore t is equal to minus 1. Therefore this edge will go to minus 1. 2t is equal to minus 2, therefore t is equal to minus 1. 2t is equal to minus 1, therefore t is equal to minus of. It will go to minus of. 2t is equal to 0, therefore t is equal to 0. So therefore you can say that there will be compression. X of x of 2t I did. Sorry. Otherwise, I'll change the problem here itself. 2t plus 1, I'll write it. So then this is x of 2t plus 1, I did it. Okay, next is x of minus 3t, the fourth one. X of minus 3t means what? Shifting is not there, scaling and folding. So first you scale it, x of 3t. X of 3t is nothing but what? 3t is equal to minus 1, therefore t is equal to minus 3. T is equal to 0 plus 1. Sorry, 0 minus 1. 3t is equal to minus 1, therefore t is equal to minus 1 by 3. So minus 1 by 3 means here it will come. 3t is equal to 0, therefore t is equal to 0. 3t is equal to, sorry. So this is the original one, only scaling is there. 3t is equal to 1, therefore t is equal to 1 by 2. One by 3 minus 1 by 3. That is 3t. So x of 3t. But actually, we need x of minus 3t. Simultaneously, you cannot do it. One by one, you should do operations. So 3t is equal to minus 1 by 3. Okay. So minus x of minus 3t. Fold the scaled signal. So scaled signal folded means, so this will go to right hand side. So therefore, you will get this way. And left hand side is this one. X of minus 3t. 0, 1 by 3, minus 1 by 3. X of minus 3t. So that is the fifth one, what we got it. Okay. Next is x of that is x of minus 2 minus t is said. Okay. First, I'll write on the original signal. Sixth one. X of minus 2 minus t. X of minus 2 minus t. This can be written as, rewritten as x of minus t minus 1 minus 2. So change and you can write it. Minus 2 minus t is nothing but minus t minus 2. Okay. First you shift it. Then scaling is not there, fold it. See, order you see here in the precedence rule. Shift to scale, fold is there. Now scale is not there, therefore after shift you do folding. So what I will do is I'll shift it first. X of minus t minus 2 is there. X of t minus 2, I'll do it. So before going to x of t minus 2, I'll rewrite the original signal for convenience. X of t minus 2. Minus 1. So shift right means add 2 to it. Minus 1 plus 2 is 1. It will go to 1. 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. X of t minus 2. Now this is 0. Now x of minus t minus 2. Fold it. fold the shifted signal. So that is very interesting, right? 1 will go to -1, 2 will go to -1, 3 will go to minus. Fold it. So this way. X of -t minus 2 or x of -2 minus t as he has given. Okay. So that's how we should do it. Seventh one. So what is that our seventh one? X of -2t plus 3. X of -2t plus 3. Okay. So here shifting is there, scaling is there, folding is there. All the steps we should do. First, what I do is shifting. According to precedence rule, what is that we have? Shift, scale, and fold. So therefore, first I'll shift it. T plus 3. Shift right by 3 units. That means add 3 to it. -1 plus 3 means 2. So this is 0, 1, 2. Starting point is 2. Right to the scale. Okay. 0 plus 3 is 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. X of t plus 3. X of t plus 3. Shifting. Then what is that we have? X of 2t plus 3. Scaling is there. 2t is equal to 2. Therefore, t is equal to 1. 2t is equal to 3. Therefore, t is equal to 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 means what? 1.5. So this is 1, this is 1.5. 3 by 2. 2t is equal to 4. Therefore, t is equal to 2. So therefore, this is your x of 2t plus 3. After shifting, scaling, folding next. This is shift, scale, then fold in the precedence rule, according to precedence rule. Folding is nothing but folding about the origin. 0, 1, this is 2. -1, -2. 2 will go to -2. And this is -3 by 2. So this is your x of -2t plus 3. Shifting, scaling, and folding, we did it. Okay. 1 will go to -1. 3 by 2 will go to -3 by 2. 2 will go to -2. That's how we should do it. So that is about seventh one. Eighth one. X of 2t plus x of half t. Okay. X of 2t, I'll write it first. Scaled version of this signal. 2t is equal to -1. Therefore, t is equal to -half. Therefore, it will be -1 plus 1 is there. -half means this one. 2t is equal to 0. Therefore, t is equal to 0. 2t is equal to 1. Therefore, t is equal to half. So this is your x of 2t. Next, x of half t. X of half t. One below the other, you write it. Better, that is. Half t is equal to -1. Therefore, t is equal to -2. This is 0. This is -1. This is +1. This is 2. This is -2. So it will go to -2. Half t is equal to 0. Therefore, t is equal to 0. Up to this point, it will be there. Half t is equal to 1. Therefore, t is equal to 2. So therefore, you are going to get this. Add these two. That is very interesting. Observe carefully. Okay, right. 0 plus something, something. So write it as it is. Amplitude will remain same, 1. Up to this point. Where is it? So by the time it is C, This is 1. To reach 0, it is decrease. It has to decrease by 1 unit. Half the way it is going to decrease to half. So therefore, here it is amplitude will be half. At this point, oh, not at this point. Sorry, this at -1 only. No. And now what I will have to check it here is what is this one at minus of? Oh, correct. That means almost 3/4 it has come, right? So this is -2, -1, half it will decrease. Here it will decrease other half, but 3/4 it will decrease. Therefore, you will get it as amplitude as 1/4 here. Amplitude as 1/4. Now, for after reaching this point, there is a rise. Add these two. 0 plus something, something I have written. Now there is an increase of 1 unit. Increase by 1 unit. Increase by 1 unit means what? It will go up to 1/4 plus 1 means what? 5/4. And there is a fall of 1 unit. There is a fall of 1/4 unit. Therefore, 5/4 units fall from this point. Decrease plus decrease. So from 1 by minus half to 0, there is a decrease of 5/4. So it is decreased to this point. From 5/4 to this point. Now, increase by 1 unit, increase by 1 unit, increase by 2 units. Go up to 2. 1 plus 1 is 2, up to half only. This is 0, up to half only. So, up to this point. At half, it is fall by 1 unit. Fall by 1 unit only. Stop at this point. From 2, it's fall by 1 unit. 0. 0 plus something. So something is this one, constant at 1 up to 2. This is your x of 2t plus x of half t.